Hello to all of you who have decided to stop by to listen for a few minutes or to watch. Spend a few minutes with me in a little chit chat, a little conversation, fireside chat, if you will, even though I don't have a real fireplace in here, just a little conversation about some things I had on my mind I wanted to share with you. I've been thinking about the power of reframing, right? There's about three different areas I wanted to talk about. Not even going to be able to include it all in this because it would take too long and you probably wouldn't be interested in wanting to sit to hear through it all. So I'll do it in pieces. I'll do this one piece first. And it's about the power of reframing. And I'm actually designing this first part for my peers, those who are seasoned of years. Um, whether you're my peers in the professional speaking arena in the world of entertainment, whether we have actually shared stage and time together, or whether we have just connected on social media, you've watched me, or we've crossed paths in some way during our journey. Um, this is for those who are of seasoned years, and that's because we have seen some things in our lives. We have heard some things. We have experienced some stuff. We've experienced some losses um, of our with ourselves and likely with people that we know, family and friends. And if you're younger, it's not that this won't apply. It will apply because you may have already experienced this. But if you haven't experienced any losses or anything like that, at this point, as the old folks used to tell us, just keep living and you'll experience some things. And for my peers, though, we have gotten to a point where maybe we need some help with some things. So we've seen others who need help. Maybe we didn't used to have glasses and now we need glasses, or hearing aids for some, or maybe they need dental work, or some may have lost their hair, or their hair may have changed colors, or they may not walk as spryly as they used to, or may not do a lot of the things that we used to do. As a matter of fact, you may look in your old picture albums and say, man, I remember when I was here and when I did that and I did this. And you may look in the mirror or get on the scale and or look at yourself and say, man, the old frame says my best days are behind me. And that can put you in a state of almost hopelessness if you feel that your better days are all behind you. And that's why I want to suggest the power of reframing. And instead of thinking that the best days are behind us, the reframe would be, let's make the best of the rest of our days. Doesn't change the situation. And the best of our days today may not look like our best days yesterday, but they can be the best of the rest of our days for what it needs to look like right now. We've seen people, especially those of us who've been around for a while, we've seen people who have gotten older as time has gone by, and they've experienced losses in their lives. And there are some things that can happen in our lives that can knock you into sanity or knock you into insanity, knock you to your senses or out of your mind. Those kinds of things can happen. And if you have that old frame of, man, my best days are all behind me, you can get discouraged. But the reframe can help us find a place of peace wherever we are. And when I say wherever we are, I really mean that. I, just like some of you, have been with people who have been near the last of their days, and some left out of here peacefully, and some left out very frustrated, angry, resentful about things. And the reframe will help us find peace in our place, no matter where our place might be, health wise, whether we can still get up and get out, whether we can still move around, drive and ride motorcycles or bikes or whatever, skate, whatever we did, or whether we're confined to a chair or a bed. There's a way to find peace in our place. And that's what I want to share with you. And this is not a motivational speech. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a strategist, not a preacher, a politician, or a prophet, anything like that. I'm just a man who's seen some things like you have. And I've studied and I've researched and interviewed a lot of folks, and I've learned some things. And there's some things that are time and pressure tested as a strategist that I can share with you that just might help you, because it helps me in my reframe. Because everything I'm talking to you about, things I have to deal with as well myself, so I can stay in as healthy of a state of mind as possible. And one thing to have peace in our place is to be able to accept the things we can change and accept the things that we cannot change. Um, Stephen Covey and many others have said before, if you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at start to change. That's all about reframing and accepting things and acknowledging things where they are. That does not mean that we just give up and we resign and we're no longer fighting to have things work out well, but it means having the clarity to truly acknowledge, this is where I am in life today. This is where I am. I accept that I can't change. I can't reverse time, right? I can't stop time. It's progressive. I can't travel back in time. Neither can I skip this period and travel forward. I'm going to accept that things are where they are. I'm going to accept that people are where they are. There's certain things I cannot change and certain things that I can change. When we acknowledge that, it can allow us to use our energy to be at a good place with where we are. If we can at least acknowledge what we need to work on, whatever that place is, whatever we need to work on, instead of fighting, kicking and screaming, trying to go back in time, trying to remember where we used to be and trying to be somewhere that we are not. Finding peace in our place. Acceptance. The second part is just to breathe. And I'm not talking about breathing as an acronym of anything else. I'm talking about literally just taking a minute just to breathe deeply. It's hard to be at peace when your shoulders are up and you're anxious and you're tense and you're darn near hyperventilating every time something is going on. And sometimes we need to be reminded to just be still, meditate, and pause and just breathe through situations, because that might be the thing that'll help us make it through the next moment, find peace in our place. The next thing that I'm pretty sure is going to help if we can connect with the right folks. It can be misleading when we are connected on social media with thousands of people, but I'm talking about connected with those people who are in your inner circle. There's an artist named Tony Jones, and she said her inner circle is like a lowercase o. And man, I identify with that. My inner circle is not like it used to be, but those who are in it are the real ones. They are the truth. And one of the things we can do to find peace in our place and make sure that we make the best of the rest of our days is having the right people around us. Do you have the right people around you? The folk that will celebrate when you're winning, applaud your victories, even the small ones, whatever that small victory might be at this seasoned place in life where things have changed, whatever that small victory is, you got somebody who's standing by you that'll applaud that. You have someone in your circle who you can sit in silence with, because they cry, they weep when you weep, and that's not a female or weak thing. That's a human thing, that spirit of compassion and empathy. Do you have somebody like that? Because as men, we have times that we need to weep. As women, you have times that you need to weep. Do you connect with someone? Have you connected with someone? Having that connection. One of the things that creates pain in people's lives and they don't have peace is when they don't have anybody around them to comfort them, that they can sit with, or that will sit with them, unless they're doing something for them or something like that. They don't have that. So there's an opportunity for you to find the real ones during this time who can stand and sit with you during that time. The connection, connecting with places that you can go to help you get grounded. Oh man, wherever you are in your journey at this point, whatever your health situation is, whatever your financial situation is there some place that you can go to ground you? For me, I love to go to the water whenever I can get there. Uh, that's grounding for me. It's centering. It's when you connect with something larger than yourself, whether you can get out in nature, like in the woods or a trail or something and walk. And man, connecting with some place you can go, even in my home here. I've got multiple little spots. I got an old country home and got a lot of little spots, and I've made it places of peace that I can sit, little water fountain, little lights flickering, little candles going to create that peaceful place where I can breathe, feel grounded, so I can make the best of the rest of my days, however long or short they might be. I can't extend them. They're going to be what they're going to be, and I want to be at peace, and I want you to be at peace. So if we can find a place, if you can find a place that allows you to be there, grounded, that's a powerful thing. If you can find something that you can do that helps you get grounded. I haven't been fishing in a while, but I love to fish. Again, that's being on the water. That's something you can do. I make jewelry. Sometimes me working with beads and things. When I was managing the death of my father, man, I stopped at the beach. I got a bunch of beads. I looked back in an old bag not long ago and saw these bracelets and things I had made because I was trying to manage stress, but that was something that I could do to help me get grounded. And sometimes you can find something, knitting, crocheting, swimming, whatever. And maybe if you're in a health situation where you can't physically go to a place or physically do some things, you can travel there in your mind. As long as you have the right mind, or you can allow yourself to be creative enough, you can go back to a place of thing. You can't literally travel in time, but you can mentally remember those things, and they may be able to bring you moments of joy. Now you got to be careful so you don't get caught up in the past. Because there's some people right now, they can't find value in appreciating the moment because they're stuck in what they used to do. And that's all they do is focus on that. And so they have blown the present, and they're not making the best of the rest of their days because they're living in the past. They're still living in their yesterdays. But there's a way we can visit those things in our memory and still have peace today. So I'm talking about the power of reframing. Just like with an old picture, it might not look good in an old frame. But if you change the frame, the picture is still the same. But man, you can look at it a little differently because it's in a nice frame. That's what I'm talking about our lives. It doesn't change our health situation, what we may have lost, what we may have experienced, no matter what's going on, even if we've lost friends and family members, or we've lost our physical abilities to do certain things, we can still find a way to make the best of the rest of our days and not focus on just what's behind us and that old frame of my best days are behind me. That's what this is about. And it's possible that this might help you, but it's also possible that somebody else needs to be reminded that they can't hear it from me. They don't know me. But the way you repeat this to them might be exactly the way that they need to hear it. And that's your word to go with. Now, you're going to hear two other parts of this, the power of reframing, later on. I'm going to give that to you at another time. But for now, just remember to do the best that we can to make the best of the rest of our days.